What's poppin'? It's your boy 7 with another segment of Actuality Speaks podcast. Where if it ain't real talk, please stay silent. Yeah, I got the homie with me today, man. I got an OG in the game. You know what I'm saying? Man, my man was doing it for real. For y'all that think y'all was doing it, nah, my man, he been there, done that. Transition. Now my man, he's a full-fledged businessman at the moment. You know what I'm saying? I met him as official Synn. But we got him here, we got the businessman. I'm gonna call him Mr. Bruno. You know what I'm saying? To be professional.
Nah, y'all can still call me Synn. Y'all can call me Synn. What's up, bro?
I appreciate you.
I got something for you.
Oh, I got gifts. Yes, I love when they bring the gifts. Now, hold on.
Yes.
Hold on.
It's a gift for me to you, but it's also a gift for you to me to rock, you know.
Absolutely. Y'all see that, right? Yes, sir. Real estate, goddamn. I told you he's a full-fledged businessman right now. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep that right there, man. But,
Gotta get out. I'm good.
How's everything, man?
Last few years have been phenomenal.
I've been seeing
ups and downs, but
as always,
other than that,
that's life.
Everything's been great.
That's beautiful, man.
It's been a roller coaster.
It's been a roller coaster. I could dig it. It be like that though. Again, it's just a part of life, man. You gotta go through the downs to respect the ups. That's how I say it. You got to.
And before all that, it was all downs.
It was up.
It was all downs.
I know
what they say
too.
That shit come in threes.
It do.
That shit come in threes.
That's not a lie.
No.
That's the realest shit ever.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, you know what I'm saying? Let's take it to the top. Let's take it to the beginning.
Oh boy.
The beginning, like set the scene.
Official Synn came out.
Official Synn as a like the youth, man. Let me know family life as growing up. Like where are you originally from?
We want to be technical. It's mostly Somerville.
Okay.
So mostly Somerville. Technical.
Shout out to the Ville. Know some folks out there.
You know what I'm saying? But that's where I spent a lot of my childhood. My grandparents and stuff like that. Then, you know, when I became Synn, Synn started running around. So.
And where was you running?
Chelsea, Somerville, the hood out here, Boston, you know, just doing shit that you're not supposed to be doing. Doing things you were not supposed to be doing, being around people you was not supposed to be around.
I dig it. It's something, I don't know, it's something about, you know, when we coming up in those type of situations, like people on the outside, like y'all don't get it. It's like those individuals that we not supposed to be around, like these are our role models.
Those are the OGs.
These are the
big brothers, all that type.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the same way y'all look at a Michael Jordan or whoever. Like those was our people.
Yeah.
Those was our superstars. You know what I'm saying?
And all we wanted to do was get money like them.
You dig what I'm saying? Now, when did the music hit? I want to say, well, when was it like, I want to do this rap shit, or you know what I mean?
Alright, so in high school, I used to play around with it.
Right.
Had a couple, you know, I went to Malden High. My mom had moved us over to Malden. You know, what they used to call back in the day the gangsters getaway from Boston. You remember Blue Hill Ave, the movie?
Fair enough.
At the end of the movie, shorties in Malden.
Fair enough.
So we had moved to Malden. I went to high school in Malden. And there was a couple cool, you know, I was a freshman, I was hung out with those dudes. And of course the juniors and seniors at the time, they had their little clique, they had their little rap group or whatever.
Right.
I'm like, oh bet, I can do that shit too. I listen to the same motherfuckers that y'all do.
Right.
I can do the same thing. So I played around with it for a while. Dropped out of high school, went back to doing what I was doing. Didn't touch it again until like, I started meeting some cats. And then it was like 2012.
Right.
Synn came out.
Okay.
Publicly.
Okay.
Like actually dropping. Right. 2013 is when I dropped Welcome to My City.
Cause that's when I was seeing you heavily.
Yeah, that's when we did Welcome to My City with my guy Reis from Florida. He was on the hook, which is weird that I don't got a Boston dude on the hook, but I didn't really know a lot of Boston R&B cats. All I knew was rappers. Right. And then, you know, Radar from Cutting Corners.
Shout out to Ray.
You know, Zay. You know, that's when me and Zay first linked up too. So, you know, that's when I started running around with them, and that's when Synn came out. And I was like, All right, welcome to my city had a nice little buzz behind it.
Right.
They downloaded the shit out of it. Let's keep going. Let's see what happens.
Indeed.
That's it. And then, took a while for my first album to drop.
Right.
Issues. Still running around the streets. Relationship issues.
We've all been there.
Yeah. Baby mama drama type stuff.
We've all been there.
We all been there. So, but yeah, it was around that time, and I don't regret nothing of it.
You can't.
Nah, I can't. I think that's how I actually started learning. I never really cared of being on the artist side.
Okay.
The artist side is cool.
Right.
Don't get it wrong.
Right.
But it was more of like the business aspect.
Business aspect, yeah. Because you always took me as a business individual. You know what I'm saying? Right.
That's the first thing I learned.
Yeah.
I didn't ask me what I learned in high school. I ain't gonna tell you I learned anything. I dropped out that bitch. And then I learned business. How to make money.
Right. No, I did.
At the end of the day, the whole art of the game for anything that you get in is money.
Is the change.
Is the paper. Problem is if you stay too focused on that paper, you lose a lot of shit along the lines.
Absolutely. Now, how did like that aspect of it right there? When did it first, like, as far as when you was in the music, and I know you was still doing certain things too.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, now did the other things you was doing put the wrench in the music? Like where you were feeling like, alright.
So at that time when I came out, I was kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and that type of shit.
Like most.
1 foot in, 1 foot out. I had a daughter at the time.
Right.
And so I had to work these little odd jobs, and those odd jobs sucked.
Yeah.
Sucked. Then I kind of fell back from it. Then I got back in it. Then when I really came out doing the whole music thing, I rap about it. Might as well keep going. Nope. Not a good idea. It's not a good idea. I was cool with making money.
Right.
But what I wasn't good at was taking the money and doing something with it. I'm not saying I was out here banking top dollar.
Right.
I was making decent money. So if I couldn't deal with it at a job, the money I was making was at least more comfortable for me. Taxes, all that other shit.
Right, it's stupid. It's definitely something that should have upset you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That should have get you really tight.
Do all them hours.
You know what I'm saying? That, like, this is it.
This is all I'm taking home.
Hold up, they took how much? You know what I'm saying? When you break it down, it's a fucked up system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like I said, I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out for a while, especially when I started playing around with the music and shit like that. Barely just doing enough to get by, basically. So my younger days, I was happy. High school days, I was happy. But once as I got into like my early 20s, I had a kid. Fear kind of kicked in a little bit.
Right, no, it does, because you grow conscious when you get that from your child come. I ain't gonna lie, nigga. Listen, you ain't no real individual if when you have a baby and that type of shit, you don't second guess that doing that type of shit, like going back to the streets and doing shit like that. Like I don't feel like you're a real individual. Like you really gotta be a cold motherfucker to not look
shit,
at
I even went to school at one point. I went to go get my HVAC certificate.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you grow a conscience, my nigga. Like for some niggas, I just don't understand how that shit don't come hand in hand. Cause I seen some niggas like they drop.
Cause I don't think
I don't know. Like
a lot of dudes is gonna take this the wrong way.
Speak on it, man.
They're not chasing is the actual money. It's the lifestyle that comes with it.
True.
The freedom. The freedom that you have at the moment.
Right.
Do whatever you want.
Right.
Not thinking about certain consequences. That's always been like, I'm not gonna say flaw, but I always think of consequences of how certain things is gonna play out. How much longer do you got to do something before you make a change? And I'm just like, that's when I started playing with the music. I was like, let me stop playing with the music, see what happens. I got a bunch of dudes around me they're dope at it too.
Right.
Put together something, see what happens. I've traveled. You know what I'm saying? I've been to Texas, I think 3 years in a row for South by Southwest. I got fam down in Texas now. You know what I'm saying? Texas, I had way more buzz. It's the funniest thing ever is that a lot of my plays and radio plays besides Russ out here, Rusty, was down south. I've had joints spin in Florida, Georgia, Texas especially. I got fam in San Francisco now. that I've linked up with from, you know, my first year at South by. I went to South by my first year by myself. No clique.
That's that shit.
I went with nobody. Nobody wanted to go. They didn't even know what South by Southwest was.
Right.
Nothing. But I had already linked with some Texas people through the good graces of social media.
Right.
And sure enough, a lot of them have been solid. I am 15 years deep with one.
That's dope.
With one of them right now. He's still fucking with the music down there.
That's dope.
So he's been like a brother to me. I fly down there occasionally, this, that, whatever, we hang, whatever. But my first year at South by, I went by myself.
That's it.
I went by myself. I had the homie Jay Montez come with me. He ended up meeting me down there. Because we had a joint, we had just dropped a joint that year too. And we was like, yo, come through. I can't get you your own sets because South by you have to get your sets in order. I was like, just come rock on my set. We'll do our song and then we'll transition. You do one song on your joint.
That's real shit.
My first year, I only did 2 shows. I went for the whole week, damn near, but I only did like 2 shows. But that was me getting my feet wet.
Absolutely.
And then the second year, went deep. Deep as hell. And booked a hell of a lot of shows down there. And, you know, like I said, my fam down there, the last year that I went was like the most popping year. And then I didn't go the following year. It was 2017.
Okay.
Is when I kind of started falling back.
You was on that 15 and 16.
Yeah, so I went twice, yeah. So 15 and 16 back to back. 15 I went dolo, 16 I went down with the crew. And the third year, I'm getting calls like, Synn's not coming down? Now you got a whole bunch of Boston people going down there.
Right.
17 was a year with a lot of Boston people.
Yeah.
16, matter of fact, 16, I don't even remember. Big O was supposed to come down.
Shout out to Big O.
Shout out, that's my guy. Big O was supposed to come down because me and Big O had a joint on my tape that year too. And I don't remember, he never ended up coming down. The 16 too is when we ended up bumping into AR Rab in the street. Like, yo, cool with fans? How much for a verse?
Straight business.
So, me and my guy at the time, ad was like 500. You catch me right now, 500.
Right.
Where's your hotel room?
Word.
Like, what are we doing? I tried booking. If you try to book a studio session during South by, you're bugging. You gotta book that studio session months in advance.
I bet.
No studios was available.
I bet.
I didn't know how to record. Barely.
Right.
I said, fuck it. We got the mics, we got everything. Brought it to Ab's hotel room. We got Ab's verse. And we dropped trapping out the foreign. It was me, homie from Houston, DZ Stacks, AR Rab, you know, the whole Grits gang that we was with. And track came out fire. We was supposed to do a video, everything, and then Ab gets busted.
Yeah.
We were supposed to go to Philly that year and do that video. That video would have been big.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I love this shit because I be learning this shit about my niggas. You know, that's hell.
That would have been like an epic video. Doing it in Philly.
Hell yeah, that would have been
Pre-record. We were trying to pre-record some stuff out here, catch the hood out here, this, that, or whatever. But Ab wasn't trying to come out. I think Ab was on the bracelet at the time. I don't know what it was, but Ab couldn't leave Philly at that time.
Probably was.
So
That wasn't around the time with the whole cash shit? Or, I mean, you know.
Yeah, because when he had got back from South by that year, is when he got arrested literally the next month.
Okay.
Then he bailed out, but I think he was on the bracelet at that time. So he's like, y'all gotta come down here and do the video. Okay, cool. He's like, don't worry about the foreigns. I got the plugs with all the rentals out here. We'll get like 3 or 4 of them. Bet, say no more.
Right.
So we started getting everything ready and then
Boom.
Ab's gone.
There you go, the consequences of the goddamn streets.
Yeah. That's what you get when dudes gotta do what they gotta do.
Absolutely.
I get it,
I'm not.
Especially for money. But it's just like, if you trying to do something that Ab is a business at the end of the day.
Right.
In both aspects. Same thing with me. I'm a business in both aspects, no matter what, in music, streets, all my professional work that I'm doing now.
Right.
You just gotta balance.
Not that.
I'm not gonna say balance, but
because the balance, that's hard as fuck. Cause the streets is always gonna overlap. It always happens. It never fails.
once you marry her, it's tough to get a divorce.
It's very hard. You know what I'm saying? And my brother said some ill shit to me. This was like right before I got caught up on a situation back in 2016. And I was dealing with the shit, bro. Like shit was hitting the fan so crazy. Like it was literally domino effect. I felt like one thing happened and another thing happened and another thing happened. I had to try to get myself out of this situation by doing some other shit, which led to some other bullshit. You know how I go. Yeah. And then by the end, I'm really like, my brother was just looking at me. I'm like, yo, what? Nigga, like, what? And he was just staring at me. He said, my nigga, like, you gotta pick, bro.
Yeah.
He said, you have to choose.
Yeah.
He said, you see the reason why shit is like this, bro, is because you backpedaling, bro. Like, you tiptoeing in and out of...
We go back to what we're comfortable to. It's comfortability, and we don't take accountability for that.
That's accountability, bro.
I just learned that word this year.
Heavy word.
I know. I knew of the word, but I've never done anything about it since like this past year. I never took accountability for a lot of shit. I used to make up a lot of excuses and shit.
That's the thing. Like, yo, that's what we keep doing. We always make the excuses for self, bro. Yeah. Like, well, you know. Shit, I did that for whatever.
And the thing is, it's a natural order. We defend ourselves, no matter what the situation is. We defend ourselves. The problem is that even when we know we're wrong, we still defend it.
Still try to justify.
Instead of just like, all right, what do I do? What do I do?
Exactly. So, you know. But that's the ill shit again. And then now let's take it to the, cause see, I try to touch on it on every segment. The energy. Once you understand this energy thing, like once I understood it, bro. Everything started to make fucking sense, my nigga. And shit started to change.
Yeah.
I never believed it before.
No.
Did you tell me that shit? I'm like, oh yeah, shit's about to be different.
Still took me, even though my transition, I still took a while for me to like comprehend what the hell's going on.
Right. It's definitely not an overnight thing.
I didn't start this shit to be a business. Literally, like 2016 was my last South by. Right? That's when the Syndicate came out. Okay. Which I pushed the hell out of that tape for the year. I pushed the hell out of it for that year. This, that, or whatever. I got married that year. You know, I had a 1-year-old. I had a 1-year-old going on 2, and you know, a newborn, not a newborn, but you know, I had my son going on 1 that year.
You got 3?
I got 3.
Okay.
So, you know, I always tell everybody is that my youngest daughter, my middle child, she's the one that saved my life.
Wow.
She's the one that made me want to change. She was born in 2014. Still was 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
1 foot in, 1 foot out.
And, but that, like, I really thought more about her than anybody else.
Right.
Because I got an oldest out here running around that's not in my life.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Oh, that's news to me.
Yeah, I got a 13-year-old.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I got a 13-year-old, and you know, I don't blame her a lot really, because I wasn't around like that. Yes, I thought of my kid and I loved my kid, this, that, or whatever, but my mom wasn't there for that.
Nah, I did.
It wasn't. So she kind of grew up, you know, on and off with her dad. Got to the point where she backed off. She asked for certain things for me to do. I said, if this is something you really want to do, and you know, with certain help, this, that, or whatever, if this is what everybody says, this is what you want. At the end of the day, paperwork doesn't change the fact that you're my daughter or not.
Right.
Paperwork don't mean jack shit.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I let it go. See what happens when she gets older. Things could change. I always told her, doors is always open.
Indeed, true.
You're my blood. So that's why I say my middle daughter, because I have an oldest right now that I raised, not mine, but I raised. So my actual daughter, my youngest daughter, the one I have now, Alina, she's gonna be 8 this year. That's the kid that saved my life. And my son became the bigger push, because it's like now I got a boy that looks up to me. Yeah, I got little girls that look up to me.
You got the boy though.
But it's like, bro, I got a boy. So now it's like, not favoritism, but it's now it's gonna be like, you're not even get close to anything that I've ever been through.
Yes.
Ever. I don't care if anybody later on in life calls you a spoiled little brat. I don't care.
Cause it's like looking at yourself, bro.
Exactly.
It's like looking at you.
Exactly. The only male figure I really had was my grandfather. My grandfather worked his ass off. So there wasn't a lot of things that I did besides just hang out with my grandfather. You know what I'm saying? Because my grandfather worked so much, and I was with them, my grandparents on the weekends all the time, and my grandfather tried to spoil the hell out of me too. But he wasn't always there. So yeah, he showed up to sports. You know, I played sports when I was younger. You know, I was baseball when I was like 9, 10 years old. He tried to get me into soccer. Just that old school Brazilian right there, trying to get me to play soccer.
Shit, the Haitians the same shit.
He tried with soccer. He was just like, all right, this don't work for you. My mom put me in baseball. He used to come to my baseball games and stuff like that. But I still technically didn't have a real father figure. You know, I had my stepfather. That wasn't the best relationship. That was probably a lot of the reasons why I got pushed over to what I was doing, especially after my mom left him. Like after my mom left him, it was just like, oh, you know, that's not your real dad. And I'm just like,
was it that y'all? I mean, there was that connection that y'all didn't have a connect. Never had a connect.
Never, because it's like didn't matter whether it was the smallest little mistake. Or it was something big. Kids are kids. They're gonna get in trouble. They're gonna do dumb shit.
Absolutely.
Whatever. But the repercussions of those things, nah. Or just when you are angry. Kind of already, as I got into my like teens, when I found out like around 12, I'm like, I kind of already had a feeling. Didn't treat me like my sister. So I was like, all right, cool. Whatever. Let it go.
That shit, I don't respect that shit. But then again, you know.
Nah, I mean, there's discipline and then there's
abuse.
There's abuse.
Straight up, let's keep it a bang. There's discipline, there's abuse. There's a big difference between the two.
So that's why, you know, my grandfather, I always say, was my father figure. But my grandfather's that old school man. You know, men don't do this, men don't do that, men don't show emotion.
Absolutely.
We tough guys. Cool. That's all fine and dandy. So when I saw my son, I realized I'm like, I got a boy. That's when I'm just like, what the hell am I gonna do? What's next? Music was cool. I was getting some money off of it. But the money that was coming in for it wasn't covering nothing.
Absolutely.
Nothing. You know, I got a couple $100 here for shows. You know, or you know the bullshit. Sell your tickets, you keep your money type of crap. You know what I'm saying? Middle East shit. Been there, done that. Open up for Gilly, meth. Who the hell I open up for in South by? We opened up for somebody. Bro, there's a story of South by. Like, I was watching old videos when we started talking about doing the interview. Bro, there was a show, and this is like, I know we just went on top, but I just thinking about it. It was like, they had to be Mexican cartel, bro. Like tattooed face, even the DJ, bald-headed Mexican. And I was watching the video of us performing on that stage, and I'm just like, it's nothing but Mexicans in this crowd. Cowboy hats and everything. I'm like, is this a real show?
Like, what's going on?
What are we doing? Mike's all fucked up, all that shit. And I remember tapping everybody like, these motherfuckers is cartel. Or they work for them or something. Like, this shit is, it's a rooftop.
Let's keep it a bang.
Where's everybody at on the rooftop? We still went to perform. There was 50 people in the crowd.
And then that was the whole clique right there. Like, they probably just decided, like, we about to see what's going on right now.
They must have. The thing is, you gotta book venues a year in advance for South by. South by is like a year preparation thing every year. Every year. We were supposed to open up for Waka. That's who we were supposed to.
Okay.
Waka ended up canceling. I don't think it was canceled. I think he didn't make it to Texas on time. It was this outside thing. And they just ended up canceling the whole show. And then the next day, we never went down to 6th. We didn't go to 6th Street the next day. The next day, I think it was when we went to go meet up with Ab to get the verse. And later on in the afternoon, they started shooting at the other club that Walker was at. That was the year that they had the shootout in Texas at 6th Street. That's because that's the whole strip right there. And Walker, it was a Walker Flocka thing. I remember TMZ posted it. But yeah, I was like, oh damn.
I was there.
I had just walked by that club.
That's crazy.
Because it's an all-day thing. South by Southwest is all they think. And that's why when I first went by myself, I don't know if you remember, but I went live. Or I did a video. Because I don't think Facebook had live at the time, 2015.
Nah, back then they
didn't have Facebook Live, so I did a whole video explaining on why South by was so worth it. I remember, I think I still, if I can find that video had mad views. And I'm just like, I don't understand why a lot of dudes from out here is not going down there.
Well, you know, a lot, especially, I want to say back then and prior, like, niggas was scared to go out the bar.
Let me tell you something right now. We had TikTok in 2015.
Did we?
No, if.
No,
we
if.
Had, if.
Bro, I say that shit all the time.
If we had TikTok in 2000, a lot of us that was playing with music out here, back then, we would have been on.
Bro, I was just telling the homie this the other day.
And I see some of these, I'm just like, yo, bro, use TikTok. Just use TikTok. Fuck Instagram. Fuck YouTube.
That's why I'm trying to get more active.
But the thing is that not just for musicians, for any aspect. You do one thing that looks a little catchy or a little bit different than anybody else, that shit takes off.
It's gonna fly.
The hashtags did, the algorithm, way better than Instagram ever was.
That's true.
Because remember, Instagram, we had to put like, like 50 hashtags to even get like close to 100 likes.
A million of them shit.
On TikTok, you gotta put 5. You put the right 5 or the trending ones right there. Bro. That's it.
I literally put a joint up there, like, I put a couple of joints up there, dog. I went back in like an hour. I was like, did that say 700, 800? Oh shit.
The shit just climbs.
I was like, god damn.
That shit just, bro.
So I'm like, yo, I really gotta stop fucking with this more.
You know what it was though? I think it was more the pandemic that made TikTok blow up.
You're right, because people were just in the house and they had no choice.
They had
but
nothing else.
Just do shit.
That's how a lot of people went viral.
In fact, that's true. You're right.
That's why Facebook and Instagram got the fake TikTok for on the Reels. The Reels.
Yeah, the Reels. Yeah.
Bro, we had that shit in 2014, 15.
Dog.
Like the internet now, dudes have way more advantage now.
Super advantage, bro. I tell niggas all the time.
It's just now, instead of doing the footwork out on the actual pavement,
you just be on your phone.
You just gotta sit on your phone, sit on your computer for a couple hours a day.
And just do that. That's it. You're good. You cover so much fucking ground. It's crazy.
It kind of aggravates me that people still tag 99 people on a music video.
Dog.
You know how many of those are decline a week?
Bro, all the time.
Like,
it's like, man.
And I'm not trying to do it to be like
a dickhead. Like, no.
I'm not. But here's the thing. Tag 9. If you're gonna do that, like I said back then, I remember I had made a post about this. If you're gonna drop a video, don't tag all your artist friends.
Whoa.
Your artist friends already fuck with you. Your artist friends already fuck with you, right?
I have a strategy with this shit.
So they're already gonna see it and they're gonna share it.
Right.
Especially if they fuck with you.
Right.
You don't need to remind me that you just dropped the video.
Right.
You got 2,000 other people on your Facebook friends list or your Instagram that are not artists. Those are the people you should tag. Oh man, I hated that shit so bad.
Oh, niggas is still doing that shit to this day.
I hated that shit.
Niggas be tagging me and they just fucking pictures. Like, this nigga took a selfie one morning. I just notification. I'm like, yo, what is this? This nigga tagged me and a fucking 100 other people. I'm like, why, my nigga? Like,
Why are we
so
still
annoying.
doing that? Why are we still doing that?
I'm like, damn, and I always gotta just remove tag.
That's all I do now is I remove tag. Hide from profile.
Yeah,
remove tag,
bro.
That's it.
I just don't understand it, my nigga. And then you don't even get. First of all, it's like if you're doing something and it's not working, stop doing it. You tag 99 motherfuckers.
I used to do it.
Get like 10
I know I used to do it, but then I quickly stopped.
way back, but I stopped.
Do you understand that once I stopped doing that and I used to just tag the circle, I got way more shares and views that way.
You get way more.
I got way more views and shares that way.
You get way more.
Post a YouTube link or post a Facebook video, I got way more views.
That's a fact. Like, I'll get more than the motherfuckers if I just put it. Matter of fact, I won't tag a soul.
I don't know if it's like the algorithm.
You know what I'm saying? And I do that, but these niggas tag 100 and get like 5 responses. So it's like, stop it. But you're doing it like 100 times a day and it's not working. Man.
I used to tell everybody that I was with, fuck the regular Facebook page. Do an artist page.
Do an artist page, yeah.
$20 on a video goes a long fucking way.
It does.
I have seen it.
It does. I know.
Jungle got damn near 50,000 views. That joint that you just shared for this joint with my man from Texas, that shit got like 50,000 views on Facebook. It only got 10 on YouTube.
See?
I got more interaction there. All we paid for was 20, 25 bucks.
That's it. It ain't even much. It ain't even much.
As long as you know how to categorize everything and do that, it's the same thing with my business. I do the same thing now with my houses. I paid 10 bucks. Paid 10 bucks, put the video of the house that's coming on the market. My inbox is flooded. Flooded. $10 now brought me 100 people to my inbox, and at least 2 of them are serious.
Yep. But again, at the end of the day,
At the end of the day, those 2 people are serious.
That's what you need.
I take care of those 2 people. Those 2 people go tell 2 more people.
Word of mouth.
That's how it's always been with me. That's how it's always been with me. I've always done things word of mouth. I know we haven't touched the transition part yet.
We about to get it, because I'm about to say, like, to the houses. Like, so what brought you to that? What brought you to say, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to real estate shit? I know a few people that tried it. You know what I mean? But when I
know a lot of people that tried it.
When I first seen you go for it, I'm like, alright, let's see what homie do with it. But homie, stop.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I got my license not to build a business off of it.
So what was the motive? What was the goal?
My kids. We were in a small 2-bedroom apartment.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We was with this landlord, sweet old lady. I took care of the house for her. Now we're going from 2016 to 2017. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. The stage. What's my next move?
Right.
I go upstairs. I always sit with her and talk to her, this, that, whatever. And she was just like, I started telling her like, it's time for us to go. We've been here for like 2 years. It's not big enough.
Right.
I got 2 girls in a small bedroom, and I got my son now sitting in the living room in the crib. We need 3 bedroom.
Yep.
Problem was, everybody's gonna be like, wow, that was cheap back then. 3 bedrooms in the North Shore were like $1,800. I know now, that ain't jack shit. That ain't nothing. A 1-bedroom go for $1,800 now.
Easily, especially in the...
So, but back then, I'm like, I'm not paying close to $2 grand for an apartment. I already had ownership in my head. Like, we're gonna buy a house.
Right.
I was like, might as well buy a house. So now here's the question. How the fuck do I go buy a house?
Right.
I didn't know how to do all that. Internet told me one thing. Started looking at houses. You know, me and the ex-wife looked at the houses, and it was just like, we like this one. Cool. Let's call the agent. Call the agent. This agent would tell me this. This agent would tell you this.
Yeah.
I got super frustrated because I already know you, and you, y'all bullshitting me. Because none of your answers even have a simple closeness. It's all completely opposite of what this person said, this person said. So I had brought it up to my landlord, and she was just like, why don't you buy my house? I'm like, we don't want to deal. She had a multifamily.
Okay.
Kind of the route I really wanted to go with at the time, because it's like, mortgage would cut in half.
Exactly.
Or way more than half.
It would pay for itself.
I'm like, And I was just like, I don't even know how the hell to start buying a house. You know, that's when I started talking to her, like, you know, I talked to like 3-4 agents, and they all tell me this crap. I feel like it's bullshit. Why don't you take the course? Why don't you go get your license? Get your license, sell my house, take the commission from my house, go buy your house.
Boom.
Oh, you know what? Bet.
OG talk.
Went on Groupon, saw a class. It was half off. I'm like, bet. I got the money right now. Boom. Bought the course. Went to go do the course. It's like, alright, cool. I never really did good with schoolwork. Ever. Like, studying books.
Yeah, I'm not a studier.
I don't take things on unless it's hands-on.
Yeah.
That's the way I learn.
That's how I learned too.
So, I did 3 weekends in a row. Saturday and Sunday, 8 hours a day. It was a 40-hour class. So yeah, 3 weekends. Yeah, I think it was 3 weekends. And then I booked my test. Here goes happy-go-lucky Synn. Taking my test today on Facebook. This is when we talk about energy. I failed. Oh no, sorry, it's 2-part test. I passed the national part, which is way more freaking questions, and I failed the state. I failed the state part exam. First time. Alright, cool, went back. Booked the second appointment. Here goes Synn again. I'm gonna go retake my test today. Failed. Third time, same shit. Failed. 4th time, same shit.
Oh shit.
Failed. I failed 4 times, and I put something to the test. I booked my 5th one, studied my ass off that week, booked my 5th one, didn't tell a goddamn soul.
Right.
Next thing you know,
Keep to yourself.
I posted the license on Facebook. I had just passed my real estate test.
Keep to yourself. It be like that though.
That's when I started believing in energy.
It's weird as fuck though. That's you say that shit because I can think of very many instances of like not even just on some test shit, but just in general, like things I was out to do, but I was speaking on it.
I tell people all the time, prayers
and it didn't go.
Prayers of downfall are as strong, or if not stronger, than actual prayers of encouragement.
That's heavy.
I feel that. Because negative runs everything. Keep it buck, everything's negative.
You're right.
Negativity runs everything.
You're right. Because as you're putting it out, especially social media, you know what I'm saying? People are seeing it. They might not be saying shit, but they see that shit. And they're fuck, that nigga's gonna feel that shit. Imagine how many people probably saying that shit. You gonna fucking feel
And
that
I know
shit.
it.
Nigga, fuck that nigga.
I know it.
And then it happens without you even, you know what I mean, thinking that far into it.
And I get the comments, it's cool, you get it the next time, this, that, or whatever, blah, 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 blah. But what's funny is that one of the people, I don't know, I'll never know if that type of energy really hit me like that. But you never know, it could be one of those people in the comments that go, you got him next time.
Yep.
Just go do it again. Don't give it up. It'd be the same
It'd be them.
It'd be the same ones.
Him, bro.
It'd be the same one. A lot of people supported the same people who supported me doing music. And I think that's, so when I got my license, I passed it. Now I'm like, well, what the hell do I do with this shit?
Right.
So I had a meeting with Century 21. And I'm like, you know what? They're a big ass company. I'm gonna go with them. It's good luck. It's like getting signed to Def Jam or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, it's there. So I remember the recruiter sitting in front of me. He was tied in with the ownership. And he looked me dead in my eyes and he goes, get yourself a part-time job. You ain't gonna do more than 1 or 2 sales your first 2 years.
First nigga said first 2 years.
First 2 years.
Sheesh.
And this is before the market is the way that it is now. It was climbing up that way. I was like, all right, cool. I kind of took that as a little disrespect. Like,
Me too.
but I also took it as a challenge.
Indeed.
So, you know, he had set me up with somebody who was supposed to be my quote-unquote mentor to help me out with my first 2 transactions. So my landlord's house was the first house, which was the learning experience like a motherfucker. That house brought me many ups and downs. Like, a lot of people are like, damn, you got grades like a motherfucker now. And I'm just like, my first year of real estate, thank you. So then, a homie of mine ended up linking with a friend of his who was looking to buy a house at that time too. So boom, this is my first 2 transactions. My first sell and my first buy. So I did my first, you know, I went through a bunch of hell with my first house, which was my landlord's house. The second transaction was smooth with the buyer, you know? And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Not a fucking clue. My quote-unquote mentor never picked up his phone.
Oh shit.
And I didn't know what the hell. I learned how to write the contracts by myself.
Ain't that about it, bitch.
So, lucky enough, the kid scored the house. And I was this soft-ass, like, you know, my client this, and da-da-da-da, this was my negotiation skills in 2017, bro. It was like, you know, there's something about the house. Do you think you guys could fix it before, you know? Yeah, cool, they'll fix it. I was like, oh, it worked. Being nice worked.
Right.
Being nice worked. I tried the whole suit and tie. You know, I try to be not Synn. Now I'm trying to be like a professional guy.
Right.
Thinking I had to change my whole persona. So boom, we closed on that deal. Closed on my landlord's house. Homie of mine ended up buying a house on land. I ended up telling Century 21, go fuck yourself. I just did everything on my own. And the rate that they were paying me on a percentage, it was like almost like a fucking slave deal. I got shit money for 3 houses.
That's crazy.
So I started researching. Went to another company. They offered me a little bit more money, a little bit more freedom, a little bit more like how to do certain thing tools. Cool, this works. That first year I went to go do 13 deals. 13 deals.
That's crazy.
Yep, I remember calling the guy since 21 like, I just closed 13 deals this year.
That's crazy.
Fuck you.
Right. Straight up.
That was it. But then I let the cockiness hit me.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So end of 2018, 13 deals. Because I got licensed in October 2017. Bam, 13 deals. I made some decent money that year.
Right.
We bought a house. You know what I'm saying? The whole divorce shit started kicking in at the end of that year. So I'm on Synn attitude. I don't give a fuck type of this shit. The confidence is not even the word. The cockiness was there. Cockiness was there. And then 2019, I had a shit year. I had 5 deals.
Oh.
The whole year.
Nah, because coming from a 13 to a 5, that'll hit your soul.
But I almost made the same money I did in 2018.
Because
it was higher priced houses.
Got you.
Especially the last house that I sold.
Right.
Of that year. But, you know, it was a year.
But the hustler mentality probably in your head, like, I made just as much off this 5.
That's what I said to make myself feel better.
But if I could have made that, if I could have sold a 13 or fucking 20.
Yep.
Off of all them, you know what I mean? Off of all the high priced houses, imagine how much money I could make. I understand where you're coming from.
But that's what the hustle mentality should have been.
Yeah.
It's not where it was at.
It's not.
2019 was like a dark year for me. It was a super dark year for me. Like, I didn't give a fuck about shit. At one point, I contemplated giving it all up and just going back to what I know.
Right.
Make it easier. Because that type of shit wipes away pain temporarily.
It does.
The distractions, all that other shit.
It does. It's temporary, right? That's the word, temporary, but it does.
So, you know, 2020 came. Try to fix certain things. That didn't work. But once I saw my numbers for 2019, I was just like, oh no. We gotta make something move. We gotta make something different. That's why I came out with Bruno Reis Real Estate. And I ended up going with a company. Because I also, in the back doors of the company that I was with at the time, I had got the feel of, I'm just somebody that is a part of the company. Not a part, but I'm just, you know, how everybody always says, your number.
Yeah.
You know, they used to tell me, oh, if you do X amount of deals, or X amount of dollars in X amount of time, we'll bump up your percentage rate.
Right.
I'm like, all right. So I ended up, there was a team within the company I was with, and they had a falling out. They ended up splitting from the company and creating their own brokerage. I was locked into a deal that took 9 months to close because it just was a shit show of a house. Talk about learning curve, that house was the worst. After that house, I can sell anything. I can sell anything. If I sold that house, bro, and I closed it and it took 9 months, I could sell anything.
That's a long time too.
So once I finally locked that deal down, I think it was like the end of February 2020, right before the whole pandemic shit. I made the switch. Then boom, we got hit with the pandemic. Internally, I kind of freaked out. I'm
I
like,
can imagine. That's why I said, how did that hit you being in that, bro? I know that hit you heavily. I mean, it affected everybody in some type of way, but I know it affected some more than others.
not me. I made more money that year than I've ever made in my life. I took the pandemic and ran with it. I stole houses at that time. That was the easiest part. Right now, I know you know, motherfuckers is paying almost $100,000 over asking price for houses right now.
Yeah.
That time, before the pandemic, it was the same thing, but it wasn't like it wasn't crazy amount of money. 20, 30, you know, the bidding wars were there, but they weren't heavy like they are now. So I'm like, all right, cool. How the hell am I gonna do this with the pandemic? All right, the rates dropped. The interest rates went.
The interest high as fuck right now.
They're like 4.
Yeah, 4 might shit. 4 shit on 5, man.
Yeah, they're about to push on 5. We'll get to that subject later.
Crazy.
So, you know, they have made the announcement, mortgage rates is going down 2.5 to 2.6%. That was the year of refi. That was the year that agents, brokers, whatever was gonna make it or break it. But that is the year that also fucked everything up that it is now. I know I'm supposed to be kind of professional and saying, not cussing, but
Yeah,
I'm going
the real.
2020 is what fucked the market now. The pandemic. I'll touch that in a second. But I sat back and was just like, all right, we're all locked down. What the fuck am I gonna do? This is the only money I live off of right now. Mm-hmm. I went from my first year collecting a check, if not 2 checks a month, off of deals. Then I went through a shit year. Granted that the shit year, I still made almost as equal amount of money. So I was able to stretch that money throughout that year. But now we're in a lockdown. People ain't working. How the hell am I gonna get people to buy houses?
Right.
So I started targeting essential people. Once they started saying like, oh, essential people still going out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of essential motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So at that point, I literally started stealing houses. I had a friend of mine hit me up. He was like, listen, I have a realtor. Me and him had just met at that time. So he didn't know about me being, he knew, but he was already, you know, he had another friend that did. He wasn't really a friend. All my realtors saying not to buy right now. Why? The rates are low. Nobody's out house shopping like that. We can literally steal houses off the market right now. You wait until this pandemic's over, it's gonna be bad. I already said it without even really knowing. I'm just to me, I don't bullshit clients. But in a drastic time like that, I need to try to keep up the pace at least.
Indeed.
Get some type of money coming in. We could steal houses. This house went on the market right before the pandemic. Went under agreement. Came back on the market, dude lost a job, dude lost the deal because due to the pandemic. Lost his job. No money coming in. He already went to go look at this house one time before. Kind of was like, let's move on it. Let's go look at it. This is the time you gotta go out gloved up, everything. Yeah. By the way, missed the Rona traffic. The freedom of the highway.
Oh, I love that. That was heaven.
So I was like, let's just go look at it. Let's just go look at it again. I know you already seen it, but let's just go look at it. Let's go see what we can do. He was like, all right, cool. Stole the house. They had it listed. We got it for the list price, but we got a lot of money back. You know, I had them cover closing costs. You know, we're gonna go through all that type of stuff. But I had them paid for a lot of shit. So even though he paid list price, which is hard to do nowadays, he got a bunch of it back that went towards other things, towards the house. So he technically like financed the shit. Then, you know, I had grabbed a new construction up in Gardner. That's when I really started saying, I'm gonna go everywhere. Because the only way I'm gonna make money is if I literally go everywhere. Because I got people looking at me now like, bro, you go to Attleboro? You go to Fitchburg? I go wherever the money goes.
Wherever the money goes.
And so that's always been inside me. You know what I'm saying? So 2020 was my best year.
That's what's up.
2020 was one of my best years. Last year was probably the top. 2021 was the top because I took advantage of the rates and I took advantage of the market. You know what they say? The product changes, but the hustle doesn't.
The hustle does not.
Just because the product changes doesn't mean the game is different.
Exactly.
It's the same type of game. So that turned out, and now we're here. We're in what, mid-March?
Yeah.
And probably for the first time in the 5 years I do it, I've locked down almost 10 deals by the end of this month.
That's heavy. By the end of the month.
By the end of the month. From January till now.
We just jumped off.
We just started this year.
We just started this shit. That's heavy.
January closed 2.
That's heavy.
February was where all the other deals went under agreement. I just closed 2 weeks ago. Closing 1 right here. As a matter of fact, the house I'm closing this Friday is here. It's like a couple blocks over. It's out here in Brockton. And then I got 1 the following week. And then I got like 2 more in April.
That's dope.
I'm at 10.
That's dope.
Because it's like, last year was my learning year of me. That Synn confidence, I lost that shit in 2019. And I actually sat here the other day thinking about where the hell did I lose that? That dark year that I went through, I lost it. I lost it right there that year.
Baby, listen, I've been there, bro. I know exactly what that feeling is.
Yeah, that year was the dark moment for me. And I started learning a lot more about self-sabotage.
That's a real thing.
Self-love.
That's a real thing.
You know, all that type of stuff. And, you know, I've hurt people along, like, you know, close people along the way on certain things. But I also had to sit back and look back at, I need to back away from what I'm in now. Like, there's something around me that's not working.
Okay.
I don't know what it was. A relationship, a friendship, something's not working.
But see, that's dope though. I like touched on it. You're acknowledging that. That's a part of growth.
Well, I like to take therapy.
That's ill. That's ill. The fact, and that's another thing too. That's another heavy thing too. I love the fact that we as a people have touched more on therapy and not shunned it.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not. It don't mean you're a freaking psychopath.
You think what I'm saying?
Or that you're suicidal.
That's what it is. That's what it always been associated with before. You know what I'm saying? Coming up. That's
you want to know what the main thing it always associated? You soft.
You soft. What you doing talking about your feelings? What you doing like? Come on, man. Like, this is the reason why a lot of us are fucked up right now.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, keep it a band.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. That's why a lot of us are messed up out here, running around shooting shit, doing all types of stabbing niggas. And this is why. This is why niggas get popped and fucked up because niggas stepped on your shoe. This is why. All that pent up fucking aggression, anger, and all that shit. This is why, my nigga. Like, therapy is not a bad thing. Talking about how you feel is not a bad thing. You dig what I'm saying? I promote that because
I do too now.
Like you said, your grandfather,
old school mentality.
From the old school mentality, it's the same in our culture, bro. Same thing. Like, Haitian parents, like, nothing, no. You know what I mean? We come up in that shit like, first of all, like, we don't talk about nothing.
Nope.
We don't talk about nothing. It's very rare that you'll find a fucking Haitian family from that era that will actually talk about feelings and what's going on with you. You're a kid, you don't got no fucking feelings. That's it. You're a kid. You don't know about shit.
Yeah.
When you get older, you'll know about something. That's it.
Exactly.
Right now, you don't know about nothing.
Right now, you don't know about nothing.
But
You don't have no responsibilities, nothing.
But the crazy part is, the kids got fucking feelings. They feel shit. This is what molds them to be who they are at the end of the day.
Yeah.
All that shunning.
What's messed up is that we heard that in the house, and we grew up watching shows like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where they would do shit like that.
And it's conflicting.
So it's like, hold on, you know, like Fresh Prince. What else?
Fresh Prince, fucking all them shows.
All them shows. They all
Family
had
Matters, fucking
Full House, all that.
House.
So you sit there and watch these shows as a kid,
and you're like, hold on,
how come they hug?
Yeah, why is it like that there, but it's not like that here?
But if I did the same shit that they just did,
we're not gonna get the same reaction.
That belt coming out.
I'm getting my ass whooped. But he ain't get beat though. So honestly, that's what it is. You live in the fantasy, bro.
Yeah.
We look at that shit like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, that would be ill if it was real. But it is fucking
It is real. It's just,
it is
you
real.
gotta do it.
It is fucking real.
It's not hard to do. Like now, I talk to my kids a lot more.
Bro.
I don't care how old they are. My youngest is 6.
Absolutely.
I talk to them a lot more. Before, I kind of, not strict, but it's just like, why? Why?
Yes.
But now it's just like, all right, that doesn't work neither.
Yes.
All right, what's wrong? Tell me what's up.
Mm-hmm.
What can we do? You know, you get in trouble, you get in trouble. Obviously, you know, you're gonna get punished, whatever.
Right, you're gonna face consequences. But I feel like that is so important, bro, talking to these children. Because, again, we ain't come up with that shit. So it's like, I had such an in-depth conversation with my daughter last week, bro. Like, it was the illest shit ever. Like, she's 10. So it's like, you're at the cusp.
Yo, you'd be surprised. You sit with them.
Yo, ew.
And the shit that they can say, or the shit that they know of.
I had a dope conversation with her.
It's like, wow.
Dope conversation with her, bro. I literally broke it down because it's like, I'm not going to, I always say that shit. Before I had my daughter, my first daughter, I said, yo, I'm not going to play this shit the way my parents played this shit. Yeah. I'm just not going to do that. At the end of the day, because you want them to trust you enough to be able to come to you and talk to you about shit. Because I know how it was. I ain't tell them shit. I held so much shit in me for so many years, my nigga.
But then that's why we ended up choosing the friends that we got.
You did.
Started
the
coming
women,
home late.
everything,
Started
bro.
doing everything.
Everything, bro. It led to all of that shit. To all the actions and everything, bro. So it's like, I told her straight up, I said, listen, I see, matter of fact, because she got, you know what I'm saying, I give her a little leeway with certain things. You know what I mean? Of course, I feel like we can't keep them from what's going on right now, because they're going to find it out one way or the other.
Didn't we?
We did.
We found it a lot sooner.
We found it much sooner. Because they got full access, you know.
Now they have way
access.
more access than us.
Full access, bro.
We had literally outside.
Yeah, that's it.
That's how we learned. Or school.
That's what we do. That's it.
Now they
have it right there.
They got it in their fucking hands.
Right there, bro. Whether they have a phone or a motherfucking tablet, iPad, whatever, they're gonna see it. So it's like, instead of keeping them away, I'm like, nigga, we're gonna talk about it.
Pass me that bottle.
We're gonna talk about it. I was gonna do it more, and I'm on my third.
Yes.
Talking to them is so
important. Now it's even more where we gotta be the actual people that they look up to.
Yes.
Now, you know, at 6, 7, I got my kid looking up to a 8-year-old who's making $15 million off fucking YouTube.
Dig? Same. Same. She looking at.
All my kid wants to do now is open toys in front of a camera.
You dig?
But then not touch them again.
Same.
It's like,
it's the weirdest shit, but it's like it's the way of the world right now.
Yeah.
Like it is, bro. Like they'll put me on the shit. You know what I'm saying? My kids, they'll show me shit. Show me these videos with these kids that do just that, or play the video games all day and get paid. Like just the weirdest shit, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know if my kids show me some, like, this is the weirdest shit. It's disturbing for me. But there's this chick who literally eats all different types of fucking candy.
I've seen it.
And whispers while she's eating. Bro.
It's weird.
It's the weirdest shit I ever.
Listen, get your money however you want to get your money.
Millions of views.
They're getting paper.
And they're getting money.
This is what I mean, like, with the whole artist talk or any type of business. Like, it takes work to get there. Like, they weren't getting these million views before, obviously. These kids that are opening toys in front of YouTube, it's because other kids randomly finding them.
Yeah.
The views is majority kids.
Yeah.
Or teenagers. Yeah. YouTube, that's who you gotta cater to.
Right.
That's why when I got my license, a lot of people like, so is Synn coming back?
I bet.
I thought about it. Still think about it.
Right.
I can't cater to the younger crowd. I can't adapt. I can't. I listen to the shit out of the new songs.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Some of the shit I like. Some
joints I like.
Rock.
You know what I'm saying? But can I do that? Hell no.
Nah. Can't do that.
And if I go to the regular route that I was in before, these young kids ain't gonna listen to that shit.
They're not. It's not good.
They don't care about that.
It's not gonna fly.
Let's be real. They go to the club, they bump the chorus and the beat. That's all they care about.
And that's it.
That's why the verses don't mean shit.
It don't matter. It's sad for us that come from that era.
Actually, I watched an interview. They had asked that dude Russ, why are your songs always less than 3 minutes? Attention span.
Attention span.
Get a good beat. Verses aren't even 16s anymore.
They're not.
They're like 8s, 9s. Squeeze an extra line here that don't even make sense with the rest of the verse.
That's a fact.
And he was just like, this is what you gotta cater to.
That's a fact.
3 minutes.
Cause that.
Remember our joints back in the day used to be 4.
Matter of fact, who?
Welcome to My City was 5 minutes and 30 seconds long.
Dog. I feel like the last set. Who the fuck was on the last joint, bro? No, who was on the last joint?
Last joint was Cohen's.
Cohen, yeah. Alright, so I mentioned that shit. I said, yo, but we kind of touched base on the exact same thing. And I was talking about how I was on my R&B wave. For, like right now, that's like I'm just listening to R&B heavy in the car.
Me too.
But I'm taking it like back to like the
90s.
I'm talking even before that.
Oh, you going 80s and 70s?
Back, bro. I'm going Curtis Mayfield and them. Bro, they literally used to play instrumentals for like a good 3 or 4 minutes straight before they even jumped into the song. That tells you where the attention spans was back then. And
why?
It was diminished.
But why? TV wasn't popular.
True, you're right. They didn't have nothing to grab them like that, like to take them away from paying attention to shit.
Those movies I used to drop for music videos.
Right.
Let me drop something like that that's 8 minutes long.
They
got a long ass intro.
Oh.
Halfway through the paperwork. Do you remember that song?
I do.
That I did with my man Petey and Revere?
I do.
The intro was 4 minutes long. It was a whole segment.
And the thing about it, that shit was ill.
That was a movie.
That shit was ill. Cause that's where my head be at.
So it's just like, now you do a video like that. I try to watch some of these new videos and they try to make the movie as fast as possible.
Yeah, they do.
Like, what they trying to make a Vine?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, like, hold on, wait, what? I lost it. What?
Hold on, I lost the whole concept of this video.
Like, what are y'all trying to show? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy. Like, just listen to the shit.
But that just goes to show now, as the word artist, it's what it was.
Yeah.
Now it's just, you're a rapper.
You're a rapper, like you're literally a rapper, you're a singer.
Whatever.
That's it.
Even the rock and roll videos in the 90s were movies.
Absolutely. You watch some Aerosmith or some shit like, bro, that shit was a film.
Yeah, mini.
Fucking film.
It was a 10-minute music video.
Period, bro. And you was into the whole
with
shit.
cutscenes in between the
You was
songs.
into the whole shit. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit, nigga, like,
Yeah.
come on, dog.
That's
like,
why I said if we had, I know it's only, we're in 2022, 2015, 2014. It's 8 years. And 8 years don't seem like a lot.
It doesn't seem like a lot,
How
but it's a
shit
lot.
changes in 8 years.
it changed a whole bunch,
Because
bro.
imagine if we were younger, still running around doing heavy in the music with everything that they got now.
Dog, it'd be-
With the mentality that we
Shit
had.
would be different.
South by, I don't think I would ever came back.
Different, bro.
I don't think I would ever came back.
Bro, shit would be different.
But you know what? The transition's been healthy. It's been healthy, and you know, like I said, I went through that dark period at a time, and even though that I seemed like I was good, I always been like that. Always been like, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good.
And again, but that's why I identify with you. There's certain, because I'm selective.
Yeah,
I'm selective. I know a lot of people, but I'm selective of who I
Me too.
fuck with.
that was the problem.
You
Is
dig
that
what
I
I'm
knew too
saying?
many people.
I know a lot of individuals.
So you know how easy it is to distract yourself when you know so many people,
Yeah.
and how to act. Just you feeling some type of way.
Yeah.
Yo, what you doing?
Yeah.
Bet, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm Gucci.
Yeah.
I'm just saying what you want to do. Let's go hang out. Let's go drink. Let's go do something.
Yeah.
You know? Let's sit down and put a business plan together.
Right.
Distractions. I had so many distractions that I lost a lot of focus on me. So last year when I started doing the whole therapy thing and reflecting and like, I used to always use the word try. Up until recently, it's
Right.
I'm not gonna try anymore.
Nah,
I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna do it.
So I ended up going to sign up to get my CDL. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm almost 6 years into this business. I'm not leaving this business. Now how can I make more money? I seen a Lil Durk interview. He did that song with Drake.
Right.
The interview said, that song put me on.
Yeah.
I was already on, but that
That's
song
what put me on.
made me more
I
money.
seen him saying that shit with Gilly. And
Yes,
Wallow.
yes.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
talking
interview.
about-
That's
yeah.
the interview I saw.
Yeah.
Now I own a real estate company and a trucking company. When he said trucking, I'm like, hold on. That's what I'm doing right now.
Right.
At first, I'm thinking, I just want to double up my money. See my real estate. I got people that I mess with in the industry, in the business now. If I go out trucking, I got people back home that can handle my clients for me, and I'm still getting money off of it. Same thing. You're the big homie on the block. You got the little homies. Same concept.
Same dynamic. Yeah.
While I'm out here doing this. Now I really started researching logistics and freight and all this other stuff. All right, you know what? I'm gonna buy me 3 trucks. I'm gonna go work for somebody right now, for now, because in school they only teach you the basics.
That's all they do.
Same thing with real estate. They only teach you the basics. Enough to pass the test.
Yep.
That's all they
what
teach
do.
you.
That's what they do.
Trucks are expensive. We're talking about a used truck from 2010 that they're selling right now is like almost 100 grand. Granted, you gonna make that. You own your own truck. You gonna make that. If you work, you can make you double that in your first year, as long as you work. I started playing online. Started researching. This is all recent. I found these 3 trucks for sale, North Carolina, with trailers already attached to them too. Like we're talking about complete trucks, not just the front end, the tractors. They wanted 350 grand. Of course, my mind already skipped a heartbeat. Like, hold on, 350? I'm not ready to make that move yet. But if there's already deals like this, I'll find them eventually. But I already started thinking of a plan. What am I gonna do next? If I can buy after a year and a half, Well, real estate put me in a position where I can invest my money in anything. You seen BlackBerry outside?
I do.
That's my toy.
BlackBerry's beautiful.
That's my toy. But I've invested in stocks. I've invested in crypto. I've jumped on the waves, and I've made a lot of money back. I've made decent money back, or I'm still holding on to a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? Or I moved. You know, when that whole Dogecoin thing hit and all that other stuff, I made a killer back. Took that money, moved it to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's more reliable. These things are all hyped up. Bitcoin's more reliable. I just move it over there. That's it. Sit there. Let it increase. Same thing with stocks. The GameStop and AMC shit. It was an online social media wave. I already had stocks in those before they climbed. I cashed out. See you later. Move money into other shit. Other stock. What I regret is not jumping on this oil thing. With the whole gas prices now. But that's a whole nother man. And I got told 6 months ago to do something like that. To buy into the oil. Because they were cheap. So now I'm just sitting here like, all right, school was for me to get my license with the possibility of buying my own truck one day. It wasn't really something I was set on because them shits cost money.
Right,
you're talking about $1,000 a tire. And you go through tires
I bet.
like crazy on those trucks. Like crazy. Transmission work. Just the oil change on those trucks is double, triple with what we pay in our cars if we go to Jiffy Lube. Not that I go to Jiffy Lube. I do my own oil changes. Can't trust them motherfuckers.
Jiffy.
So, I'm just like, there's this girl that went viral on TikTok. Steve Harvey interviewed her. She's dope. She's like her whole business mindset. She bought a truck, the most shittiest truck that she could buy. Cheapest. She hooked up a trailer to it, made money with it. Instead of pocketing any profit that she made after maintenance and whatever, she bought another truck. She put somebody in that truck. Now she's paying that person X amount of dollars and still profiting X amount of dollars. Now I think she owns like 25 trucks.
God damn.
She's a multi-millionaire. She doesn't even drive. 10 years. 10 years. Like, that shit's not hard. If you got the mentality for it, that shit's not hard.
But that's the mindset though. And that's ill. Like
that's the one thing I can say always about me is that, and a lot of people can say that about me, is that once I set my mind to something,
it's all going.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Sometimes, yeah, it may take a little bit longer. Sometimes I do get a little bit distracted, but it's always, that's the final goal. Like, you know, I got asked the other day, what happens to you getting your broker's license? You gotta be a real estate agent for like 2.5 years in Massachusetts. Then you can upgrade to be a broker's license. I'm like, oh no, that's coming. I had the CDL idea first. I went a whole year last year talking about I'm gonna get my broker's license, open up my own office, this, that, whatever.
Right.
I love where I'm at. I'm with one of the biggest companies in America. I'm with Remax now. But I am still myself.
Right.
I don't work for them, I work with them.
Right. That's the key. Not for, with.
Yes.
That's big.
Working for somebody is where you get shitted in. Working with somebody and you negotiate, I still gotta give them a cut, obviously. But you know what? It's not what it was me 3 years ago where I was getting raped on my money, doing the same amount of work that I'm doing now. I joke about it with everybody and I'm like, by the end of the year I'm gonna need an assistant. I'm gonna need an assistant because once I pass this whole CDL thing and I start focusing on, I need somebody legit to help me run certain things. And I actually just joked with an agent this morning because she sent me, because now it's not just houses. It is houses,
But it's not.
but the deals that I'm landing right now is development deals.
Right, that's heavy.
Like I got a guy that is just like, find me land, let me build on it, find out, do your homework, I'll build them, you sell them. So now we're talking about development deals.
That's heavy.
So that's the type of shit I'm on, and now I got to focus the CDL, and I said the minute I finish the CDL shit, and because I'm in school for it now, once I get the license, I'm gonna go get the broker's license. But the thing about me is like I like to take on too much sometimes.
Yeah, it's like that. That's how it's like.
I like to take on a little too much sometimes.
Yeah.
And then people be like, "This is why you stress out, B. Like you want to do
everything.
You want to do everything."
Mm-hmm.
But it's like we're limited here. We're limited here. My kids are growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not with my kid's mother anymore. She got the house. The kids are there. This, that, whatever. I tell everybody right now. Currently, I got 3 kids. So right now, the go-to is to own 3 houses. Mm-hmm. Never want none of my kids to go fighting over one house like you see some of these siblings.
Sure.
There's gonna be stipulations.
Of course.
You ain't gonna be able to sell your dad's house and go party in fucking DR or fucking go to Miami for spring break.
Right.
That ain't happening. What's gonna happen is, cool, you got to keep the 3 family. You don't wanna deal with the 3 family, you don't wanna deal with tenants, not a problem. Whatever profit you make on this house, which is probably hopefully by then will be damn near all of it, you gotta go buy another house.
Right.
And that's yours. Go buy a house cash. That's it. And, I watch a lot of Steve Harvey stuff. Steve Harvey, like that man is like,
You dropping jewels, man.
yeah. It's like, I ain't leaving my kids nothing. I'm leaving them 15%. Me and my wife spending 85%. He got a point though. I'm not teaching my kids to be spoiled. Right. Yeah, I sit and talk to them. Right. I don't want them to go through what I went through. But they also need to learn how to get their own.
They do need to learn how to get their own. They do need to learn the how important it is putting in work.
Because if you just handed everything,
it's not gonna be handed to you.
I look at it as sometimes like, you know, my grandfather retired and he left. Like, he went to Portugal. He bought a house, he built a house out there, right? I think about it like, you know, I didn't hate him for leaving, but I was still a teenager at the time. So it was just like, damn bro, this is where I really need you.
Right, he left. Yeah.
But everything that I've always did, I always think about how he used to do it. So it's just like, if he was here, I probably wouldn't have done half of the shit that I've done. Because he would have made me go to college.
Right.
He wouldn't. The minute he would have found out I dropped out of high school,
nigga be like, get your ass.
What? No, Monday morning you going right the hell back. Hell no, he would have never let that shit slide.
Nah, real shit.
So, in ways I do thank him that he left, even though I chose a certain path at that time that wasn't accurate. But because if he had stayed, you know, even though he was that old school mentality, he had daughters, my mother, my aunt. He was surrounded by women. He never got his boy. I was his boy. That guy did anything and everything for me. So had he not left, I can't tell you what I'd be doing.
True, man.
There probably would have never been official Synn either.
It'd be different.
There would have been no Synn, there would have been no Bruno Reis real estate, there would be no Reis trucking, no nothing.
Right.
None of that shit probably exists.
Right.
I probably would have went to college, did something. I'm not saying I'd probably be a doctor or anything like that.
Yeah, it would have been very different.
It probably would have been different. And I probably would have been one spoiled little fucking brat. So I teach my kids like
It's crazy. You said, I can't even picture that.
Yeah. I can't picture it either.
I can't picture it. But it's like, but it's like, if that dynamic, if it went that way, it could have very well ended up like that.
Yeah, because he would have always pushed school.
Right.
Always. I don't care if you suck at it.
Yeah.
Go to school.
Yeah.
He always knew I hated school. I learned things quick. You literally got to teach me maybe a handful of times. Same thing with the trucking shit. At school, it's 2 weeks per certain moves you got to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like backing up, parking to the right, parking to the left, doing docking and all this other crap. Literally after 2 days, I got it.
Right.
And I'm just sitting there like, all right.
What's next?
What's next? Now I'm just waiting. And it's 2 weeks per situation. I've always been like that. I've always learned quick. It's something about seeing it that makes it.
I'm very same. Like I've never been one of those sit down and study individuals, read it over and all that. But I gotta be doing the shit to really understand what the fuck is going on. Like That's why I envy my wife. My wife, she's ill at that shit. Like, she a nurse, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, when I tell you, she'll sit there and study in the middle of complete chaos. Kids bugging, TV on. I don't know how she does it, bro. And she be acing her shit. I be like, babe, you want me to turn this TV off? You want me to get these kids the fuck out of here? She go, no, I'm fine.
You good?
She be in, she's in it.
She's in the zone.
And come back like, okay, yo, I got an A+ again, boo. But she can't stand studying, but yo, she's so ill at it.
Yeah.
I can't do that for shit.
That was always my downfall.
I can't do it in a silent room.
So, these kids that been doing the remote learning, had they given me that remote learning shit when we were kids,
Bro.
You would never see me.
Never.
I don't learn that way. I can't. I have to be there.
I can, bro. I have to be in the mirror. Even in my job, we had a little situation where, you know what I'm saying, to be like a, cause I work with lab animals and all that shit, so it's like right now that's what I do. But to be like a Tech 2, Tech 3, and all that bullshit, you got a little course or whatever, they pay for it. But I was gonna do it when they had the courses live, but now pandemic hit, and everything was remote. I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I'll wait because it's not gonna work for me. I can't do that fucking computer school shit. It's not gonna work. I tried it one time, and it was complete disaster.
Yeah, I did too.
I tried it, thought it was gonna be ill, and it just didn't work, bro.
Nope.
Didn't work at all, man. But
so this is where we are now.
Like, this is. I thought first time I saw you, you know what I'm saying? I saw you make the transition. I thought it was super dope, cause I love to see people elevate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In a positive manner. I love to see shit. And I seen you doing that shit. I said, oh, all right, my man went to the left foot.
And mind you, when everybody looked at me that way, I wasn't really gonna do shit with it.
That's crazy.
I really wasn't gonna do this. I was not trying to build a business off of it. I was like,
crazy.
This is temporary.
But then I seen you know what I'm saying? Over time, it's like, all right, boom. He's like, oh, I did this, I did that. And I seen you being successful and shit. Excuse me. And I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, he's on one. He's on one. Right?
Yeah.
Like, he's on one. Like, but then again, it's the hustler's mentality. In my mind, on the outside looking in, I'm looking at it as, cause like I said, hustler no hustler, bro. I seen you. Yeah. I said, yo, yeah. I knew he was a hustler, so I'm like, he's gonna hustle the fuck out of this. You know what I mean? When I see
once I got it, you know how it is. Once you get a taste of that money,
once you get a taste,
that's it.
It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So I always was like, damn, nigga, that's some ill shit. And I always showed you love to this shit. So
but there's the thing is that everybody can do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about just real estate, just in business.
Just in general.
Remember, the game don't change, the product does.
It's the product.
That's it.
That's it.
It's leave the other shit alone, take the money that you made, be out.
That's it.
Be out. Because we all know at the end of the road, there is an end of the road.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
That's what I try to teach a lot of the homies that I know. It's like,
that's a fact.
Oh, we want to buy a house. Do this, this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
Call me in 2 years.
Right.
I got you. Do it the way I just told you to do it. I got you.
It's ill, bro.
So it's just like, it's not hard. It's not hard, but it's like, you know, like I said, you get a taste of certain things.
Right.
It's hard to let go. That's why I'm glad I kind of got into this first, because it kept me up with, if not better than what I was before. You know what I'm saying? You remember I used to have all the newest J's.
Bro, we done met up, bro. I done bought sneakers off each other, right? We bought sneakers off this nigga. Yeah, we both sneakerheads.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's another thing, man.
And like I said, now I got that big black thing outside that's that right there, out of everything that I've ever owned, is like my most prideful. I know it's a material thing.
No, I can tell.
But like I busted my ass for that shit.
No one did it.
I don't have cars. I don't have Beamers.
Not me.
I had a BMW. I had a Benz. Yeah. Back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I had nice cars and stuff like that. But there's
certain things.
That's why I'll never sell it. I get calls every day. Oh, come sell your truck. No. I got almost 25 grand dumped into that truck. Mm-hmm. Not including what I paid for her. Nah, she stays here.
Oh yeah, she's a beauty. She's docked out. It's beautiful.
And burn it out.
Love it. Love it.
So when you see me pull up at an open house, at a showing, and you hear that Monster V8 roar, you know I'm there for business.
That's heavy.
That's business. That's intimidation right there. Heavy. So,
I mean, but bro, what I do want to say is this. Like, again, to touch base. Like, like I said, I've been peeping you for a minute, from official Synn to doing what you're doing right now, and I just think it's super ill because, despite the fact that things wasn't always 100 in life, you ain't let that deter you, my nigga. You kept it pushing. You kept it going.
A lot of people's like, how the hell do you deal with some of the shit?
It's always, but again, the universe won't put nothing on you that you can't handle. Like they always say. Well, however they want to put it.
I used to disagree with that.
However they want to say.
Heavy.
However they want to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I used to disagree with that, but it's like, but at the end of the day, you gotta look at it like, I made it through.
Man, you know what the number one thing I still hear to this day? How you gonna be? You haven't even put on a suit and tie. I don't have to. 90% of the time when I go show houses, this is it.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny when I walk in.
I bet.
Tatted up, everything.
Right. I look at it like,
it don't matter.
That's you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's me.
And then I get the call. Deals are done. You were the best person I ever worked with ever.
And that's what it's ill, cause you're you.
Yeah.
You're not putting on the facade. Like, I seen it, and it's not receptive. You know what I'm saying? You don't take heed to that like as much as you would to somebody who's just being their fucking self. You know? Like, you can tell.
I've never been the suit and tie type of guy. I do, trust me, there's houses that I do get really dressed up for. Now we're talking about luxury.
Right.
But 90% of the time,
like that.
Lucky you get this. There's times I show up to sweats. You call me last minute, I'm coming in sweats. But guess what? I still get the deal done.
Exactly.
It don't matter what you look like.
Exactly.
It's about the work you put in.
It's about the work, my nigga.
It's just the work. And that's why I think, last thing I'm gonna say is that people used to always, even agents come up to me, so how much do you invest in marketing? Nothing.
Boom. Could my shit speak?
And they'll be like, what? I was like, yeah. How much do you make? If you don't mind, how many houses did you do last year? 2021, I did 21 houses. It's not that hard to do the math in your head. And you don't market? No. My mother always said, I got a big mouth. It's either gonna get me in trouble,
right,
or it's gonna make me a lot of fucking money and go.
I
already been in trouble.
It did both.
Now it's gonna make me money.
The trade-off, nigga. But,
so
yo, bro,
that's it. Now I'm just trying to start business number 2.
That's ill, man. That's ill, and I think that's something dope for the, especially for the younger tier to hear, for someone who's been, in the streets, who knows the in and outs, and who was able to.
I'm not gonna say I know all the ins and outs.
Not enough, but you know enough. Yeah. You know enough, man. You've been there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You've been through the bullshit to show that there is light on the other side, my G. Like, that's what y'all gotta understand. There is light on the other side. You know what I mean? You just gotta believe that shit. Yeah. Like, it all starts with the belief. I told niggas that shit. Like, my nigga, you gotta believe first, my nigga. That's the problem. We don't believe.
A lot of people didn't think I'd make it past 25.
Did what I'm saying? Which is a fucked up dynamic.
Which is words from somebody very, very close to me.
That's crazy. It's awful. It's awful. It's a terrible thing to be able to say that shit. Really, and a lot of us believe that.
I put my mother through hell.
You know what I'm saying?
Me and my mom, we got a decent relationship. Not the best because of certain things, but I put her through hell too. I think I finally started realizing that, especially having kids.
You do. When you have children, that's when you see it. You're like, oh shit. This is what I did?
This is what I did. And then, what I get from my kids is probably light work.
It is light.
It's light work.
Because I know what I did.
And I want to rip my hair up. I just want to let it all out.
That's that shit, bro.
So,
bro,
this was fun.
You're an ill dude.
It's been a while.
You're an ill cat, man. And I'm glad you came. You came on my joint, you know what I'm saying, to talk.
We talked about this, I think, since back in October when we talked on the phone.
We did. Man.
By the way,
what's up?
In person, congratulations on your marriage.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you, bro. Transition's been beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing.
Our transition's been beautiful, bro. I can't knock it, man. Things have just been up since then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
when you find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
It all just falls into place.
It does, bro. It does, bro. And I wish that for all my guys, man.
Yeah.
For real. Like, we gotta understand we're worth more than what we put ourselves out there for. You understand?
That all starts with feelings.
It does. Feelings ain't a bad thing. You dig? I'm telling you that right now. But Brody, I'm giving you your motherfucking flowers.
Oh, okay, Nori.
Fucking flowers. Yeah, we doing it. Shout out to Nori and Drink Champs, but it's like, but I think it's just in general, bro. We have to, as men and people, like we just have to do that with each other, bro.
Because most men put other men down.
Other men down, and I'm not. That's dead.
Yeah.
I give my man his credit, his fucking flowers, but he's still
flowers for me too, my brother.
And all that shit, bro. Because what you're doing is fucking dope and beautiful, and I wish you much more success than you having right now. Fuck, you sold 20, he gonna sell motherfucking 40.
Actually the goal this year is 30, so if we can push a little over 30.
I'm gonna say 40.
Fuck it.
You nigga what I'm saying? And
Give him out to God's hands, that's it.
Dig?
That's it.
Simple as that. So it's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? It's love all day on my end.
I appreciate it.
You know what I mean?
It's always been love on both ends. Absolutely. When it comes to us. I think the last time we saw each other was either the sneaker trade that we made a couple years ago or a show. It was one of the two.
It might have been a sneaker trade. I think it was a sneaker trade.
I think it was a trade.
Yeah.
Damn sneakers.
That's a whole nother topic. I'm gonna have to bring you on for the other segment because I'm about to bring that back. You know what I'm saying? I got a sneaker thing with this too on the side.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
I don't got sneakers like that no more.
But
I backed out.
You still got the knowledge.
Of course, I still got the knowledge. You know, my people's got the store.
Oh, I see.
You remember my people's got the store? They got two. They got one in Brookline, one in Revere, the Vault. Make sure y'all go peep them out.
Word.
So
any last words you want to leave with the folks?
Nothing's impossible. I'm not gonna say I'm up there, like I'm this big ass heavy hitter, but nothing's impossible. That's it.
Right first, bro. And now that's us right here. This is your boy 7 Cents. It's another segment of Actuality Speaks, where if it ain't real talk, please stay silent. God damn it, we're gone.